Welcome to Mishkan Israel. I'd like to ask you something. If you were told that one small act of yours could ignite something in heaven, would you believe it? If you were told that a living Jew moving his lips in the quiet of the night could tear open decrees issued in the upper worlds, would you feel it? Or would you say, nah, that's for tzaddikim, that's for malachim, that's for someone far greater than me? The Torah says otherwise. In Parashat Terumah, the Torah commands, "Va'asite menorat zahav tahor," you shall make a menorah of pure gold. B'kshe ma'aseh ha-menorah, you should hammer it from a single piece. And Rashi brings the well-known midrash. Moshe Rabbeinu was perplexed. How could one solid block of gold be shaped into something so intricate? Its branches, its cups, the knobs, the flowers, all emerging from one mass. It was simply overwhelming. How does something so radiant emerge from something that was so rigid? Borei Olam told him, throw the block into the fire and it will be made by himself. Reb Nissen Alpert explains the pasuk which says, Halo kol davrei ha'cha'ish, my word, behold, is like fire. Torah is not a chisel. Torah is exactly that. It's fire. And fire has a remarkable property. It consumes physical form. Yet it doesn't merely destroy it. It transforms it. The more you place into a flame, the stronger the flame becomes. So too with Torah. When a person immerses himself in Torah, not cautiously, not partially, but fully, he's not shaping himself piece by piece. He's entering the fire. The Torah engulfs him. It refines him. It elevates him. And slowly, he himself becomes a flame. Moshe's question wasn't technical. It was existential. How does a human being create holiness of that magnitude? The answer: you don't sculpt it. You surrender to it. You enter the fire. But fire has another quality. Fire rises. Fire doesn't remain where it begins. It climbs. It pierces. It reaches places where hands simply cannot reach. And sometimes it tears through the heavens. Listen to this utterly remarkable story. There was a night in Baghdad. Chacham Ephraim Cohen went to sleep unaware that his beloved friend Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka had been rushed to the hospital in critical condition. No message had reached him, no call had been made, but in the middle of the night, he was shown something, a vision. In his dream, he saw the holy Ben Ish Chai appear to him, not as a distant vision, but with urgency. My beloved friend Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka is in danger of leaving this world. Tear the heavens open. Say Tehillim. Arouse mercy. Chacham Ephraim awoke shaken. He didn't dismiss it. He rose immediately. He washed his hands. He recited Berachot and he began saying Tehillim slowly, word by word, tears falling from his eyes as he pleaded for Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka's life. He hadn't confirmed anything yet. He didn't know the details, but he trusted what he had been shown in the dream, and he entered the fire. He continued through the night, wholly immersed, wholly aflame. At dawn, after hours of Tehillim that he had gone to pray, when he finished, he searched for Rabbi Yehuda in the shul. He was not to be found, so he made his way to the Bikur Cholim hospital. The staff confirmed it. Rabbi Yehuda had indeed been rushed in during the night in critical condition. Chacham Ephraim ascended to the upper floors, and when the family saw him, they were startled. They said, how did you possibly know? They asked. He was brought here in the middle of the night. No one had even had time to tell anyone. Chacham Ephraim answered simply, the Ben Ish Chai came to me in a dream. He told me to tear the heavens open. I spent the entire night saying Tehillim. The family then began to tell him something astonishing. At the very same time that morning, Rabbi Yehuda's condition had stabilized. It was no longer considered critical. When this story was shared with Reb Nosson Wachtvogel, he went on to share a penetrating question. The Ben Ish Chai stands in Shemayim, beneath the Kisei HaKavod, very close to the Shekhinah, of course. If Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka, the decree was discussed in heaven, why not plead there? Why descend to a waking, living person? And the answer is breathtaking. Because tefillah in this world from the depths of a living heart pierces further than even the tefillah of a tzaddik in Olam Ha'emet. Decrees are issued there, but they're changed here. Only here, through fire. Ladies and gentlemen, we spend our lives imagining that power, it lives somewhere else in the higher worlds, in greater souls, in places that maybe we'll never reach. But the Torah reveals something astonishing. The flame that changes heaven doesn't begin in heaven. It begins here. Moshe Rabbeinu stood before a block of gold and wondered how something so intricate, so radiant could ever emerge from something so solid. The answer wasn't precision. It was fire. Enter the flame and let it transform you. And in a quiet room in the middle of the night, a living Jew rose from his bed and entered the fire of Tehillim. No audience, no recognition, no certainty. Just words, just tears, just a flame. And that flame rose, higher than sight, higher than logic, higher than the place where decrees are sealed, because in this world, in the fragile, breathing, trembling heart of a living person, there exists a fire that even heaven waits for. We're not as small as we think. When our lips move with sincerity, when our hearts burn, even softly, we're not speaking into silence, we're lighting something eternal. And sometimes that light, well, it changes everything. Mi ka'amchi Yisrael, Shabbat Shalom u'mivarach.